I maintain that in a family, the wife shouldn't work. This statement triggers quite a lot of hate and controversy. Some of the popular objections are, why should a woman be dependent on her husband? Or what if her husband doesn't earn enough? Or the ever popular, what if her husband suddenly dies or worse, leaves her? Later in this video, I will address these objections one by one. I must admit that such objections are perfectly valid, but there is always but. But only if you live by the idiotic, harmful, devastating rules of our fucked up society. Otherwise, you would see that the non-working wife is the most natural arrangement that settles everything down and makes everyone involved healthy, wealthy, and happy. Hopefully, you will see this after this short video. Unless you want to stick to your current views, then by all means skip it and never watch me again. Because a part of my mission is to shatter established misconceptions. You are welcome. My claim is perfectly in line with the laws of the universe. You just need to know them. When someone lives alone, their standard of living is determined by their income, which in turn is determined by their karmic score, so to say, and other factors that define their allowed level of prosperity for this lifetime. If you watched the preceding video, you know what this is about. As soon as you get married, not just start living together, your two incomes are not simply added, they move to a qualitatively different level, that of your family income. Here is the difference. In everyday life, simple arithmetic applies. A man earns $1,000 and spends $600. A woman earns $1,000 and spends $1,200. Doesn't matter how. Women have their own math. In a common law marriage, when you just move together for convenience, your total income becomes $2,000. The expenses are also add up to $1,800, regardless of whether you two decide to have a joint account or keep your money separately. In the celestial accounting department, there is no difference. For them, you are two separate entities playing your two separate roles in this theater of life. But when you get married, you move to a whole new level. In the celestial accounting department, you both get crossed out as individuals, and a new accounting client appears, your family, to which apply totally different rules. Starting with your two karmas, they interweave, sort of like your two credit scores join up. And often the resulting score is higher than each of them separately. Because you two get bonuses for following the laws of nature. For example, when a man takes full responsibility for his woman, while she creates the space of peace and love in their house, just as it should be in normal, healthy relationships. Another thing that no mainstream doctor or psychologist will ever tell you. When a married couple gets a child, it arrives as an asset, first of all financial. I'm sure you remember from the preliminary video. We carry our piety, the eternal currency, from one life to the next one. In the ensuing life, it converts into your prosperity, among other benefits. But here we talk about finances, so let's pretend for simplicity that your interlife inheritance to the next yourself is only money. Your child is not an exception. It arrives with its savings in the celestial bank account. From now until your child grows up, you will be his regent, a person assigned to rule the kingdom, while the heir to the throne, the prince, grows up and can reign himself. Essentially, a regent is a temporary king, the kingdom administrator. Similarly, parents become in charge of their child's money that their child brought over from his past life. His, her, doesn't matter. That's why it surprises me every time a couple says that they cannot afford having a child yet. No, it doesn't surprise me, it angers me. That we don't learn in school such basic knowledge that is essential for happy, prosperous life. On the contrary, as soon as your child is born, you start receiving money unexpectedly. It happens way too often. The parents suddenly receive a raise. a promotion, new contracts, new clients, even win the lottery, and so on. This is the ways the celestial accounting department pays them out their child's money. Of course, they are expected to use it wisely, not waste it. But when a non-married couple gets a child, nothing special happens. This child will usually be something ordinary, rather a liability than an asset. Often something from the lower planes of the universe. Something you wouldn't want as a child, if you knew earlier. I remember a joke from my childhood. A sign somewhere in the countryside says, "The new road to the town is 5 miles shorter. Those who cannot read should take the old road." This is exactly the case here. When you know how this world functions, you can use it to your advantage. But if you are a materialist, believing only what you can see, can perceive with your 5 senses, and what was stuffed into your mind by the mainstream indoctrination system, you will be traveling the longer, harder road in life. It's up to you. For such materialists, those who simply want to double their income, a civil marriage is a good solution, a business partnership, but there is no real relationship in it, so no personal and financial growth. You are not fulfilling your intended life purpose, thus not getting easier way support, protection and bonuses from the universe. But in a real marriage, it's a synergy. 1 + 1 = 3 or 10. From the preceding videos that I keep mentioning all the time because it's so freaking important, you know that your lifetime income is predetermined and can't be changed, in most cases. What this means is that you will get your money to the last penny no matter what you do in life. Just don't try to fool the universe. You have to do something. Anything, for most people. For the intelligent ones, do what you are meant to do. What fulfills your life purpose. If you don't do anything, the universe won't let you just sit in front of TV waiting for your paycheck. You have your purpose here. If you don't fulfill it, you will get spanked in any form. For example, you may get chronically sick, feeling shitty all the time and spending all your money on medications. Or you may get all your due money in a single installment, but the week before you die. Also not fun. The same rule also applies to your family life. Since your family is a separate unit in the celestial accounting department, its income is also predetermined. No matter which one of you will be earning money for your family, its total income will be same. In this sense, the family budget is like a blanket. Since the day you two got married, you two sleep under one financial blanket, so to say. If you cut this blanket in two, you will not get more blanket surface. You will get 2 halves of the blanket, which has the same covering capacity. As you may have noticed, I love metaphors. Therefore, a woman in a family doesn't necessarily have to work. I know today's economy makes it nearly impossible to live on a single income. But this is true only for people who live by the dim-wit rules made up by humans. Highly artificial rules that are only applicable in our equally artificial society. Those who live in accordance with the laws of the universe get exempt from this man-made idiocy. Gradually, of course, the transition might take some time, but it's worth it. Believe me, in many aspects of life, not only financial. But you cannot do only one thing and ignore the rest, like, for example, taking good care and responsibility for your family while stealing from your employees. It would be like putting square wheels on your car and wondering why it doesn't move. In another video, I spoke about our roles in life and in a family. The link to it is in the description, as always. From that video, you know that the wife's real job is not to earn money, but to create at home the atmosphere of peace and love, to inspire and motivate her husband, to make him grow, personally and financially. I already spoke about why a woman shouldn't be forced to work for money. Here is a recap. Money comes from the society. Society means stress. Physiologically, women are not fit to handle stress. A woman that is stressed cannot be happy or healthy. Such unhappy woman cannot create at home the atmosphere of peace, love and inspiration for her husband. Such husband will not have energy and motivation to earn more. This will make his wife even more stressed. This will result in family conflicts, cheating, violence and breakup, what we see around all the time. Now, let's look at it from a different vantage point. If the woman is happy, she emits love and happiness. This inspires and motivates her husband. He finds more ways to earn more money. This makes his wife even more happy and grateful to him. Both feel great because they live in accordance with their true nature. The universe gifts them with more and more abundance in all aspects of life. As T. Harv Eker used to say, is it good or good? Now, don't accuse me of chauvinism, even if you know what this word means. I never say that a woman should always stay home, chained to the kitchen and the washing machine. I maintain that a woman should never be forced to work for money. Try to hear what I say, not the narrative imposed on you since childhood. A woman should not be forced to work for money. It doesn't imply that a woman shouldn't work. She should not be obliged to earn money for her and her family. But she might work all she wants, for fun. Working for money is stressful, which is devastating for women. But working for fun is just an active socializing with people of her choice, where nobody owes anything to anybody. Okay, now is a good time to address the most popular objections that I mentioned in the beginning of this video. Why should a woman be dependent on her husband? On whom should she be dependent, in your opinion? In this world, we are all dependent on something and somebody. If you don't realize it, go back to your sandbox and stop pretending to be an intelligent, grown person. But if you agree, the only reasonable option is to decide on what and on whom to be dependent. Many people choose to be dependent on drugs, booze, food, their beliefs, opinions, knowledge installed in their minds by the mainstream indoctrinating system, never updated or even reevaluated since adolescence. Even so, most of this knowledge has no factual justification and doesn't make you wealthy, healthy or happy. The so-called independent woman has chosen to be dependent on her boss, someone who doesn't give about her and only uses her. This is a clinical level of idiocy, but most people keep living like this, believing that this is normal. You can't make the horse drink. Well, in case of horse you can, but with humans it's much harder. The next objection: what if your husband doesn't earn enough? What's enough for you? As much as your next door neighbor makes? Or a Hollywood star? Are you still looking at others? Big mistake. Everyone's case is unique. You might or might not get what your neighbor got. Look only at yourself, your life and the way you live it. The only person you can compare yourself is the earlier you, what you were last year, last month, yesterday. This is the only worthy competition you can ever have. Strive to become better than you were before. In this life, you will never get what you are not supposed to. But if you live your life right, you will get everything that you are entitled to. Yet, you will get the ability to enjoy it, which is just as important. Through hard work by yourself or through your husband, same amount to the penny. So focus on your life purpose, inspire your husband, create at home the environment of love, peace and comfort. Then you will be receiving what you are allowed to. And only if you are content with what you have now, especially if you are grateful for it, only then you will receive more. Because this shows the universe that you are worthy of abundance. Do you know someone always nagging and complaining about everything? Do you really like to listen to such people? Same here. If you are living in the scarcity mindset, the universe won't give you anything extra. nothing above your subsistence level. Imagine your children are sincerely happy for no matter how simple treats, toys or clothes you get them. You will want to give them more and better. But if your kids keep complaining about what you get them now, it doesn't inspire you much. Why bother? They will be complaining anyway. As above, so below. Got it, you child of the universe? And the third objection that I mentioned earlier. What if the woman's husband dies or leaves her? Also a valid one, but again, if you live by the fake principles of our artificial society. Here is what I did in my family and what all my serious, mature clients do. Provide for your wife financially as soon as you can, as if you were supposed to die soon or to get abducted by aliens. Register your property in her name and in the name of your children. Start an income stream in her name too, so that she is not dependent on you should anything happen to you. I hear the voices of hundreds of millions of men saying, what if she takes advantage of me and leaves me with everything I gave her? This will never happen if you get married the right way, not following your testicles, but following the natural algorithm of choosing a lifelong partner. I described it in one of the videos. Yes, the link to it is in the description. There is a lot more to be said about income in general and family income in particular. For example, that it is possible to earn more than intended, how it is possible, what to do and what to beware of. There will be more videos about it and about other subjects. Meanwhile, if you have questions or problems that need to be resolved, write to me. I will help you. Promise. You are welcome.